Radha Krishna Bho Gopinath Sam Kund Radha Kund Giri Udhan ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Navadvip Dham ki jai, Ganga Maya ki jai, Jamuna Maya ki jai, Guru Dwarka Dham ki jai, Swami Bhaktivinoda ki jai. All glories to the all glories to the. Thank you very much.
Behind
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please. Thank you for being here. Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhu, how are you doing? How is mother?
We're trying to be okay.
I pray that Lord Jagannath to bestow his costless mercy and everything on you, so that everything will be okay. So whatever is going on, see you remain steady in your seva.
Lalika Prabhu, check your mic. You have the wrong microphone. No.
So can I start, Prabhu?
Yes, you can start. I'm going to put the verse on the screen. Yes, you may start.
Actually, I'm not going to speak on the verse today.
Okay.
Today is the Lord Jagannath Day, so we are going to. I want us to dive more on Lord Jagannath first.
Okay.
Because the verse itself can take 2 days. It's about Vanashram Dharma.
Okay.
So let's talk about Lord Jagannath. Today is a special day.
Hare Krishna.
So before, I don't know if we have some soft copy of Lord Jagannath Bhajan, Kadachit, Kanedi, etc. So I would like to share, to play that. It's about 13 minutes Bhajan. Let us meditate on the song. And after that, I will read the meaning. Then I will say a few things about Lord Jagannath, and that will be for today. And any devotees who want to contribute also say some glories of Lord Jagannath, we can hear from them, and also we can answer question and answer. So this is how we're going to do today.
Okay.
So if you have the bhajan, you can simply try to
Jagannatashtakam punyam yapatet prayata shuchihi.
Is it showing?
Yes.
Okay, so let's meditate on that.
सर्व पाप विशुद्धात्मा विष्णु लोकम सगच्छति जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथ गामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथ गामी भवतु मे।
कदाचित् विपुल संगीत करावो।
कदाचित् तट विपिन संगीत करावो। मुदा नारी वदा कमल स्वदन धूप। मुदा नारी वदा कमल स्वदन धूप। रमा ब्रह्मामर पति गणेशार्चित पदो। रमा शंभु ब्रह्मामर पति गणेशार्चित पदो। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। भुजे सव्ये वेणुं शिर शिशिखि पुच्छं कटिकटे। भुजे सव्ये वेणुं शिर शिशिखि पुच्छं कटितटे। दुकूलं नेत्रान्ते सह चरिकटाक्षं विधते। दुकूलं नेत्रान्ते सह चरिकटाक्षं विधते। सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावन वसति लीला परिचयो। सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावन वसति लीला परिचयो। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। महं बोधिस्थिरे कन करुचि नीलशिखरे। महं बोधिस्थिरे कन करुचि नीलशिखरे। वसं प्रासादान्त सह बलभद्रेण बलिना। वसं प्रासादान्त सह बलभद्रेण बलिना। सुभद्रामध्यस्थ सकलसुर सेवावसरदो। सुभद्रा मध्यस्थ सकल सुर सेवा अवसर दो। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। कृपा पारवार सजल जलदश्रिणी रुचिरो। कृपा पारवार सजल जलदश्रिणी रुचिरो। रमावाणी रामस्फुर अमल पंखेरुहमुख। रमावाणी रामस्फुर अमल पंखेरुहमुख। सुरेन्द्रैराराध्य श्रुति गणशिखा गीत चरितो। सुरेन्द्रैराराध्य श्रुति गणशिखा गीत चरितो। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। रथारूढ़ो गच्छन्ति मिलितो देव पटले। रथारूढ़ो गच्छन्ति मिलितो देव पटले। स्तुति प्रादुर्भावं प्रति पदमुपाकर्ण्य सदय। स्तुति प्रादुर्भावं प्रति पदमुपाकर्ण्य सदय। दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगतां सिन्धु सुतया। दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगतां सिन्धु सुतया। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। परम ब्रह्म पीर कुवलय दलोत्फुल्लनयनो। परम ब्रह्म पीर कुवलय दलोत्फुल्लनयनो। निवासी नीलाद्रौनिः चरणोऽनन्त शिरसि। निवासी नीलाद्रौनिः चरणोऽनन्त शिरसि। रसानन्दि राधा सर सव पुरालिङ्गन सुखो। रसानन्दि राधा सर सव पुरालिङ्गन सुखो। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे नवयाचिराजं न च कनकमाणिक्य विभवम् नवयाचिराजं न च कनकमाणिक्य विभवम् न याचेऽहं रम्यां सकल जनकाम्यां वरवधूं न याचेऽहं रम्यां सकल जनकाम्यां वरवधूं सदा काले काले प्रमथपति नागीत चरितो सदा काले काले प्रमथपति नागीत चरितो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे हर त्वं संसारं द्रुत तरं सारं सुरपते हर त्वं संसारं द्रुत तरं सारं सुरपते हर त्वं पापानां विततिमपारं जगपते हर त्वं पापानां विततिमपारं जगपते अहो दीननाथे निहितचरणो निश्चितमिदम् अहो दीननाथे निहितचरणो निश्चितमिदम् जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So before we start, before we read the translation, I would like to read the Mangalachara. Homa Jnana Timira Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumritanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitanyena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shri Rupa Sagrajata Sagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padasagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamsha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Kavichandra Swami Nitinasti Namaste Prabhupada Tarinama Pracharini Granta Vitarana Prithivya Shisha Gaini Sada Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Namo Mahavadaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Guru Tishe Namaha Panchatattvamakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Surupakam Bhaktavatara Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchaka patarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today is a very auspicious day. So I decided to focus on Lord Jagannath instead of trying to manage the time, thinking of this on the other time and the verse. So I said, let us focus on Lord Jagannath today being the day of Lord Ratha Yatra. So we have heard the glories of Lord Jagannath in that bhajan, so I'm going to read this translation for our benefit. So translation, the first one. Sometimes in great happiness, Lord Jagannath makes a loud concert with his flute in the groves of the bank of the Jamuna. It's like a bumblebee tasting the beautiful lotus-like faces of the cow damsel of Raja. And great personalities such as Lakshmi, Shiva, Brahma, Indra, and Ganesh worship his lotus feet. May that Jagannath Swami be the object of my vision. In his left hand, Lord Jagannath holds a flute. On his head, he wears peacock feathers. And on his hip, he wears fine yellow silken cloth. From the corner of his eye, he bestows sunlight glances upon his loving devotees, and he always reveals himself through his pastime in his divine abode of Vrindavan. May that Jagannath Swami be the object of my vision. On the shore of the great ocean, within a large palace, atop the brilliant golden Lilachala hill, Lord Jagannath resides with his powerful brother Balabhadra and his sister Subhadra, who sit between them. May that Jagannath Swami, who bestowed the opportunity for devotional service upon all godly soul, be the object of my vision. Lord Jagannath is an ocean of mercy, and as beautiful as a roll of a blackish rain cloud. He is the storehouse of bliss for Lakshmi and Saraswati, and his face resembles a spotless full-blown lotus. The best of demigods and sages worship him, and the Upanishads sing his glories. May that Jagannath Swami be the object of my vision. When the Jagannath moves along the road on his Ratha Yatra car, at every step, large assembly of Brahmanas loudly chant prayers and sing songs for his pleasure. Hearing their hymns, Lord Jagannath becomes very favorably disposed towards them. He is the ocean of mercy and the true friend of all the worlds. May that Jagannath Swami, along with his consort Lakshmi, who was born from the ocean of nectar, be the object of my vision. Lord Jagannath, whose eyes resemble full-blown lotus petals, is the ornament of Lord Brahma's head. He resides on Nilachana hill with his lotus feet placed on the heads of Anantadev. Overwhelmed by the mellow of love, he joyfully embraced Srimati Radharani's body, which is like a cool pond. May that Jagannath Swami be the object of my vision. I do not pray for a kingdom, nor do I pray for gold, rubies, or wealth. I do not ask for a beautiful wife as desired by all men. I simply pray that Jagannath Swami, whose glory is Lord Shiva always sings, may be the constant object of my vision. O Lord of the demigods, please quickly remove this useless material existence I'm undergoing. O Lord of the Yadus, please destroy this vast, shoreless ocean of sins. Alas, this certain Lord Jagannath bestows his lotus feet to those who feel themselves falling and have no shelter in this world but him. May that Jagannath Swami be the object of my vision. The self-restrained, righteous soul who recite these 8 verses, glorifying Lord Jagannath, become cleansed of all sins and duly proceed to Vishnu's abode. Hare Krishna. So this is a very beautiful prayers of to Lord Jagannath. So I just say, let us recite it. Today being the auspicious day of the Ratha Yatra Kat of Lord Jagannath. So we have had the glories, and just like yes, the continuation of yesterday we were discussing, Lord Jagannath pastime are very mysterious. That's not easy for a conditioned soul like us to comprehend. And that is why the Lord has even appeared the way he appeared. Because whoever sees the form of the Lord will be imagining what kind of form is this? So his activities also are very mysterious, just as his form. And you can see so many devotees have so many close relationship with Lord Jagannath. Very, very wonderful pastimes. So yesterday we were discussing how the inhabitants of Jagannath-puri are so special. They are completely transcendental, and one cannot imitate such great personality. And the activity of the Lord also is so inconceivable that we cannot comprehend. I was just thinking yesterday, as to, the continuation of what we were discussing yesterday about what happens in the spiritual world, whether they even eat there, you know, how do they eat, and what kind of food they eat there. So there was this story of Markandeya Rishi. We all know the story of Markandeya Rishi, the Rishi who got the benediction to live for 7 kalpa. Actually, he got the benediction to live for eternity, because 7 kalpas to us is like eternity. If you know what is the calculation of Lord Brahma's day, we know that 1 kalpa, even to the living entities, is like eternity. So if somebody getting a boon to live for 7 of such years is almost like immortal in this world. So that is why Markandeya Rishi is considered to be one of the Chiranjiva. There are few Chiranjivas around in this planet. Markandeya Rishi is one of them. We have Ashwatthama and some others. Hanuma also is one of them. So these are Chiranjiva, they are living entity who never dies. They will continue to live as long as this earth remain. So he got his benediction. Actually, Ricardo, who happens to be the father of Markandeya, he got benediction from Lord Shiva, whether he should give him a child who will live a long life and look like a foolish person, or one who will live for a short life and be very intelligent. So he decided he should give him the one that will live short life for 16 years. So he gave him that benediction. So they got, after a long time of looking for a child, so they performed austerity and Lord Shiva gave them this benediction. So they got a Markandeya Rishi. So Markandeya Rishi was supposed to live for 16 years. So as he was growing, his father taught him all the Brahmanical life, austerity and everything. And every time they look at his face, they will start crying, but they will not allow him to know about it, because he's going to die when he reached 16 years. So when the year now reached very close, that he will have to leave his body. So the father, they will look his face again and they will start crying. They could not even hold up again. They have to reveal to him that why they are crying is because he's going to leave the body very soon. And Markandeya now say, why are we aggrieved for death? Intelligent person they are not afraid of death, because death is natural just as birth. Death is as natural as death. Just like we come to this world, we don't know where we are going, we don't know which country we are going, and who is going to be our mother and father. We just appear. Same thing also when we are going to leave this world. Some of us who have not perfected our life, we don't even know where we are going. So it's natural. So he was consoling his parent, and he said they should not worry. And he decided to perform austerity to Lord Shiva, to play Lord Shiva, so that he will elongate his life. So he started performing austerity to Lord Shiva. So when the time for him to leave came, and the Yamaduta, they came, and when they saw the brilliance effulgence around him, they could not approach him. They ran away, they went back. And they went to Lord Yamaraj. Yamaraj now personally came himself with his rope of death loose, that he used to put on people's neck and drag them out of the body. So he came. Meanwhile, Markandeya was worshiping his deities, Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva gave him the benediction actually. After he has placed in, according to SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, Canto 12, he placed Narayana Rishi. He performed austerity for many years, and he placed Narayana Rishi. They benedicted him, and the Lord showed him his illusory energy. And that is how he saw what happened after the devastation of the world, the annihilation. So, but he pleased Lord Shiva also, who gave him benediction. So as Yamaraj came and tried to take him away, so as he was trying to take him away, he was embracing the Shiva Lingam. as the Yamaraj put that rope that normally used to take people out of their body, as he put it around him, together with the Ninga, Lord Shiva came out and he became very angry. And he started fighting with Yamaraj. He conquered Yamaraj. And what happened was, after he conquered Yamaraj, so Yamaraj has nothing to do but to live. And Lord Shiva benedicted him that because you have pleased me with your devotion, you will live for eternity. So 7 kalpa is like eternity. So he continued to live. So he saw, so in one of the, when he now pleased Narayana Rishi, so Narayana Rishi, because Markandeya Rishi performed austerity for many years, celibacy, as well mentioned in the BHAGAVATAM, he was celibate for long, perform austerity. So when he when he was performing this celibacy, austerity, Indra became afraid, just like as usual, always afraid when he sees somebody performing severe austerity. He became afraid and he sent Kupi to him. And the Kupi tried to deviate him, but he could not. He conquered them. Then Narayana Rishi was pleased with him and he appeared before him. And he prayed to Lord Narayana Rishi and he told Lord Narayana Rishi to show him his illusory energy. And the Lord showed him what would happen after the devastation. And what happened was the water, destroyed everywhere. And there was nothing on the planet again. Only the was seeing the wind, the waves, and all the tribulation that come along with the water of devastation. So that was what he was experiencing. And suddenly, he saw one island. He saw one island very glowing, brilliant like light. And on that island, he saw a banyan tree, a banyan leaf. So as he came close, he saw a baby lying on that banyan tree. And it was described in the scripture that that island where that leaf was, and the baby was lying on the leaf, was Kurukshetra, Jagannath Puri. That is Puri itself. So that island is eternal, even when the whole universe is destroyed, but that place remains. It's eternal, it's not destroyed. So it's an island. And for me, I'm not bewildered about this because there is this conviction I have just by reading the SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM and understanding it very deep in a different angles. When you travel around the holy places in India, they will tell you that this place is the center of the universe. And this is why Lord Brahma, why Lord Brahma drew the wheel of his chariots here, and this, and like this, and like that. And if you continue to read also, you will hear that another part of India, which is another holy place, is another center of the universe. Although sometimes it looks like it's contradictory, but it's not. Why? Sometimes people don't understand why, but the only land, the only places in India is special, is completely different from other places, even though there's other places where great saints and pure devotees appear, which people visit for pilgrimage. But India, especially Purushottam Kshetra, Jagannath Puri, and Nawadvip Dam, they are not same like other places. They are completely different. And that is why you see in Jagannath Puri, if you're asking what happens in the kingdom of God, when you go to Jagannath Puri, you will see a clear example of what is going on in the kingdom of God. Every business in that land is connected to Lord Jagannath. Every business. Somebody selling clothes, somebody selling deities, somebody's everything, selling prasadam, the boga they offer, people learning to dance, people doing, if you go to very close to the temple of Jagannath, you see where they do gym. Who are those guys doing gym? They are the servants of Lord Jagannath, so that they can be able to carry Jagannath on another natural day. You see every activity. That land is so special that even the Muslim in that land is a devotee of Lord Jagannath. Although he's a Muslim, but still, he has faith in Lord Jagannath. And because he could not allow them to enter Jagannath Puri, the temple, when I was in Jagannath, when I was in Jagannath Puri in India, because I spent a long time in India. Every year, I go to Jagannath Puri for Ratha Yatra. Every year I go to Jagannath Puri for Ratha. I love the Ratha. And after they have taken the Lord to Ganesha temple, when they stop in front of the temple, the experience there is so wonderful. Devotees will start coming, climbing the rats, trying to embrace Lord Jagannath. It's very, very wonderful. And the pandas will be there. They will hold something like a cane like this. But it's a banana leaf. It is not painful. So that is what they use for controlling people. They use it on you. You will not feel pain, but it's so sweet. They use it for controlling people. So you see them, they ask you to come on the carts and those wonderful experience. So the Muslim there, when they are passing in front of the temple of the Lord, you see them, they will be paying obeisances to the temple. Even though they are Muslims, they love Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri. And today, especially, there is one story of a particular Muslim devotee, whose name is Salabega. It's a very special Muslim. It's a poet also, who composed so many wonderful poetry for Lord Jagannath. And his father happened to be a Muslim, and the mother was a Brahmin. And that is why, as a devotee, we should take good care of our wife, because whatever faith that the mother takes, naturally the children will be inclined to follow, because the children, they have this special connection with the mother. So if the house, let's say for example, if the house is divided and the father is a Christian and mother is a Muslim, or the father is a Muslim and mother is a Christian, I can bet you 80%, if the mother is a Christian, the children want to be a Christian. And if the mother is a Muslim, the children want to be a Muslim. Because why? The children, they have this natural connection with the mother. So it's the same thing with this Salabega Muslim, who happens to be a Muslim. But he's so devoted to Lord Jagannath to the extent that one time he traveled to Vrindavan. So when he was coming from Vrindavan back to Jagannath Puri, he fell sick on the way. And he had so strong desire to see the rat, that day that he was about to reach Jagannath Puri was on the Ratha Yatra day. So he had so strong desire to see Lord Jagannath before he reached Kudisha. He was offering prayer to Lord Jagannath, please, my Lord, because that was the only time you can see the Lord throughout the whole year. As a Muslim, you cannot go inside the temple. So he was offering prayers to the Lord so that he can see him. And do you know what happened? Lord Jagannath stopped his chariot and he could not move. People did not know why. Until when Salabega came and he took the darshan of the Lord. And when he was so happy to the Lord, he was so grateful that he offered so wonderful prayers to the Lord. And that was when the Lord started moving again. Until today, the Samadhi of this Salabega is on the Grand Road. That is the road where Lord Jagannath passed to Ganesha temple. The Samadhi is on the roadside of this road. And whenever they reach that place, the chariots of Lord Jagannath will stop for like 5 minutes before they will start moving. That's to tell you how special this devotee, was. And so many wonderful, also past time, we can see. Also when Bhaktivinoda Thakur was living in Jagannath Puri, and they just deliver Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. If you have been to Jagannath Puri also, you will know that the temple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, where the Lord Jagannath stopped to give him blessing, is very close to the roadside also, and it's very close to the temple of Lord Jagannath. So when the Lord Jagannath was moving and he got to this place, he stopped. He didn't move. Because why? He wants to give blessing to Lord Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Until they brought Lord Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and the garland of Lord Jagannath fell on him before the Lord started moving. So this is how Lord Jagannath is very merciful. And that is why you see in India today, from every angle of India, devotees they have booked their ticket for like 3-4 months ahead. If you want to go to Jagannath Puri, 1 month before the Ratha Yatra cards, I can bet you will not get tickets. You will not get train ticket to go. Everywhere is fully booked. The hotels there, all the hotels there is business for Lord Jagannath. Every business in that dam, in that area of Puri, every business there is connected to Lord Jagannath. So I remember one time when I was in the first year, I went to Puri during the Ratha Yatra. Second year I went. So the third year, I was not thinking. I was doubting whether I should go or not. And that time, that was when my Guru Maharaj asked me to learn Kung Fu. So I was learning Kung Fu. My Guru Maharaj specifically told me to learn Kung Fu. He said, because in ISKCON, there's so many men who are beating their wives. He said, go and learn Kung Fu. So that when any man who beats his wife, we will bring him, he will come and fight with you. Because if you want to fight, you should fight with a man like you, not with a woman. So he asked me to learn Kung Fu. So there's one devotee who happens to be in Mayapur during that time. So the Lord, my Guru Maharaj said I should learn Kung Fu from him. He's a very nice devotee. So I was learning Kung Fu from this devotee. So we were not planning of going to the Ratha Yatra that year because I was seriously absorbed in this. So during the prayer, when I was getting my Kung Fu lesson, so I was not talking the glories of Lord Jagannath. So this devotee became very, enthused, interested. He wanted to go. He said, how can we do it? How can we go? So I was telling him how we can embrace Lord Jagannath and all those things. So he was saying, how can we go? How can we do it? I said, oh my God, let us find out whether we can still get some tourist quota. We try all the travel agents. We could not get tourist quota. We try everywhere. There is no way for us to go. Everywhere is fully booked. So the only option is to go by road. Wow. And some of the Indian roads are like Nigerian roads, So that was the only option, to go by the road. So that is why we made the Prabhu book Jeep. And we went by road that year. And that year, something happened that year that changed my life till today. When we were in Jagannath Puri, and because when you are in that atmosphere of Jagannath Puri, when you are in that atmosphere, you are in a spiritual world. If you don't have devotion will come from nowhere into your body. When you are in that atmosphere where all those devotees have gathered, some people are old people who are just waiting for their death. They just want to see Lord Jagannath and die that day. Some of them are very eager. Some of them themselves, they already want to leave their body. They want to go under the rats. So there are so many police there to prevent them from going there. So it's a very special atmosphere. So I was here that day. So as I was looking at Jagannath, there was one devotee just standing just in front of me. And he was offering prayers to Lord Jagannath and he was crying. Come and see crying. And me, I'm somebody that I cannot hold somebody's crying. I will somehow, before I would not know when I was crying. So he was crying. I don't know what he was praying. I don't know his prayer to Lord Jagannath. But he was crying intensely. He was offering prayer to Lord Jagannath. So when I look his face and I saw he was crying, me also, I now looked at Lord Jagannath also. I started praying, just to tap the energy from that guy. I said, my Lord, please, whatever I need to become a pure devotee, please give me. And I was a brahmachari that time, very strict brahmachari to my own standard. I don't know about other standard, but to my own standard, very strict. So I prayed that day. And what happened immediately after I made that prayer? Only me can, that is why I'm here today also. So as I make that prayer, I said, my Lord, please, I want to become pure devotee, Please give me your blessing, give me your mercy, whatever I need to become pure. Immediately I left that place. Loss attack. I never experienced that since all the years of my practice in devotional service. Immediately I left that Ratha Yatra that day, loss attacked me with full range. I could not hold myself. I said, what is going on? I could not understand my mind again. That is the power of praying in front of Lord Jagannath. And before I know, somebody wants to remain brahmachari for the rest of his life, started thinking of how to marry. Because why? Lord Jagannath is telling me, you want to become a pure devotee. But that is not the way I want you to go about it. there are still unfinished business. So it's like man proposes, God disposes. And that is why, you know, the whole mind thinking, everything changed from that day. So that is the way of the Lord. So you will see devotees, they will come from everywhere and be praying in front of Lord Jagannath. And people go from just to go and pray, not because Lord Jagannath is very, very merciful and he answered all the prayers of the devotee. And so that is why if any devotee get the opportunity to go to India, you should go to Jagannath Puri, Ratayatra, during this period. It's a very wonderful experience. I remember the other time also I went with the group of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. It was a wonderful day of my life. I remember that time we used to drag who is the most austere devotee. You know, whenever they are doing parikrama, either in Vrindavan parikrama, you walk barefoot, whatever in the Mayapur parikrama, we walk barefoot. But during this time when we went for Jagannath Puri, on the road, everywhere is tied. And the sun is very hot. So we started walking barefoot. Oh my Krishna. Come and see what is happening. Every devotee who was wearing barefoot, they were running here and there to look for where to go and buy some slippers to keep under their feet. The ground was so hot. And that made me to remember the pastime of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he called, is it Rupa Goswami to come and visit him. And Rupa Goswami, instead of passing in this middle of the street, he went and passed on the sand beach. And you know what it means? When the weather is hot, when you go to the sand beach, your leg will be burning, everywhere will blister, to show you how humble those devotees are. So that is Jagannath Puri. So it's a very wonderful place. And if you go there, every corner you will see deity of Lord Jagannath, people selling deities. Anywhere you look, you will see Jagannath deity. In the banners, adverts on the billboard, you have not make your advert if Lord Jagannath is not on one side. Everything in that holy place is reminding you of Lord Jagannath. So it's a very wonderful place. And I will encourage you to have every devotee once in this life, we should try and make our arrangement to visit Jagannath Puri during Ratayatra. Although Srila Prabhupada has made it very easy for us. Now in every ISKCON center, we can experience Lord Jagannath. We can get the mercy of Jagannath. Because Lord Prabhupada has brought Lord Jagannath to us. And now it's for every ISKCON devotee, everywhere, every time, during all the, I mean, throughout the whole year, all over the world, in every ISKCON center, we are doing Ratayatra different timing. So that is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. That is the mercy of Lord Srila Prabhupada, the mercy of a pure devotee. He has brought the Lord to the whole world. And that is why it's called Jagannath. Jagannath means the Lord of the universe. If you go through the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you can see how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in Jagannath Puri, the love of Jagannath, you can see how his love for Lord Jagannath is so. The prem for Lord Jagannath is so much that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to leave this world, he entered into Lord Jagannath. Some people say he entered Jagannath, some people say he entered Gopinath deity. But that is the Lord of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Jagannath. Say Gaura, say Krishna, say Jagannath. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Jagannath. And during the Ratayatra, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Puri, he participated in the Ratayatra also. We can see how he was doing wonderful prayers to Lord Jagannath. I will just quickly try to read some of the prayers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made, so that whenever we are in the front of Lord Jagannath also, we can offer similar prayers to Lord Jagannath. It's very wonderful prayers. I will just read the English translation. Offering obeisances to the Lord with folded hands, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu raised his face towards Lord Jagannath and prayers follow. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanyan Itayascha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Krishna, who is the worshipable deity for all Brahmanical men, who is the well-wisher of cows and Brahmanas, and who is always benefiting the whole world. I offer my repeated obeisances to the personality of Godhead, known as Krishna and Govinda. Jayati Jayati Devo Devaki Nandano So Jayati Jayati Krishna Vrishni Vancha Pradipaha Jayati Jayati Mega Swamalaka Komalango Jayati Jayati Priti Baranasho Mukunda. All glories unto Brahmana, unto the Supreme Personality of God, who is known as the son of Devaki. All glories to the Supreme Personality of God, who is known as the light of the dynasty of Vrishni. All glories to the Supreme Personality of God, whose bodily luster is like that of a new cloud, and whose body is as soft as the lotus flower. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appear on this planet to deliver the world from the burden of demons, and who can offer liberation to everyone. Jayatin Jana Nivaso Devaki Jamambado Yaduvara Parisha Swaridobi Asyan Hadarmam Stirachara Vrijna Gna Susmita Srimukena Vrajapurana Vrajapuravani Tanam Vrandayam Kamadevam. Lord Shri Krishna is he who is known as Jananivas, the ultimate resort of all living entity, and who is also known as Devaki Nandan or Yashoda Nandan, the son of Devaki and Yashoda. He is the guide of Yadu dynasty, and with his mighty arms, he killed everything inauspicious as well as every man who is impious. By his presence, he destroyed all things inauspicious for all living entity, moving and inert. His blissful smiling face always increases the lusty desire of the gopis of Vrindavan. May he be all glorious and happy. Naham vipra nacha narapati napi vasho na shudro naham vrashne naham varni nacha griyapati no vanasto yativa kintu prodyanikila paramananda pumamritabde gopi bartu padakamalayo dasa dasa no dasa. I am not a Brahmana, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya or a Shudra, nor am I a Brahmachari, also a Vanaprastha or a Sannyasi. I identify myself only as the servant of the servant of the servant of lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar, and is the cause of universal transcendental bliss. He's always existing with brilliance. Etapa di punara di karila pramanam yode hatte bhakta ganavande bhagavan. Having recited all these verses from scripture, Lord again offer his obeisances, and all the devotee with folded hands also offer prayers to the Supreme Personality of God. So these are the wonderful prayer. If you go to this Madhya Lila chapter 13, you can see the beautiful description from Ratayatra of Lord Chaitanya, how he danced with the devotee, and all these beautiful prayers is all narrated in that part. So I would like to stop here so that we don't take so much of our time. So today is a very wonderful, auspicious day of Ratayatra Krat. The Lord has so many pastimes. I just gave a few of them. There's another one I just remember, sorry. Gita Govinda, written by Jayadev Goswami. Jayadev Goswami happens to be a devotee of Lord Jagannath, who existed in Jagannath, in Puri, during 12th century. So he wrote a beautiful song for Lord Jagannath, which is called Gita Govinda. Very wonderful song. Until today, they sing that song to Lord Jagannath. Even when during the time of Chaitanya Prabhu, Ramananda Roy was enacting that song with young girls to dance for Lord Jagannath. We know that pastime. So it's still the same Gita Govinda. And there was this particular time when at that time, only Jayadev knows this song and his wife. So he decided to make this song into cloth for Lord Jagannath. Decided to make into cloth for Lord Jagannath. So what happened was, he called a weaver who is going to make this cloth for Lord Jagannath. So the weaver said that, okay, as long as you can, I will only make this cloth as long as you continue to sing this song. So as Jayadev was singing this song, this weaver was making the cloth. He was weaving the cloth. And Jayadev got into trance, singing this song. He got into trance. and he stopped. He was stopped singing. And this weaver stopped because that was the agreement that as long as he continued to sing, that is when he's going to continue to weave the cloth. So as he stopped, a brahmana came from nowhere and he introduced himself as a brother of Jayadev, and he continued this song. He started singing the song. And immediately he finished singing the song, this weaver finished, the brahmana left. And Jayadev woke up from his trance. And he said, what happened? And the weaver told him, your brother came here and continued the song because when you stop, we stop, and we could not continue. And somebody came and said, it's a brother, and he continued. And he told him, I don't have any brother. Only me and my wife knows this song, the Gita Govinda. I don't have any brother. So Jayadev could recognize that Lord Jagannath himself has come to continue that particular duty. So this is a pastime of Lord Jagannath with his devotees. Very, very wonderful. There are so many other sweet pastimes of Lord Jagannath. But let us just meditate on these few ones and enjoy Jagannath Ratayatra from different platform. They are showing live in Jagannath Puri also. You can watch also. I share it in the morning. Hare Krishna. Shri Jagannath Swami Ki Jai. So I don't know, maybe there's some contribution the body want to share. There are some pastime of Lord Jagannath, or you want to ask some question, contribution, chastisements, all welcome.
Please don't say chastisement. You've just described the Lord so beautifully, and then you say chastisement. Oh, yeah. Stop that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Very well.
Yeah.
Alika Prabhu, your voice is having some problem.
Your mic is not right.
Is it okay now?
Yes, it's okay. Maybe you plug something. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have so many speakers, so it's always changing by itself. Anyway, I just said maybe what KAVIKARNAPURA Prabhu meant was if there are some glorification of his description of the Lord Jagannath's pastimes instead of chastisement. I think that was his meant.
Well, sometimes you can get chastisement from your seniors, so it's allowed.
Thank you for the beautiful narration. It's so nice.
So I
feel like being in Jagannath Puri after hearing.
Please, Prabhu, please go. It's a very wonderful place. I'm telling you, you will love it. Every business in that land is connected to Lord Jagannath. There's nothing in that land, in that piece of land, that is not connected to Jagannath. Everything. When we are talking about the kingdom of God and what is going on there, that is where you can get sense of what is going on in the kingdom of God. Everything is connected to Lord Jagannath. Everything, every business, every house, everything.
Shri Kavi, Hare Krishna, thank you for the narration, especially when you were sharing your personal experience on the dam. It's so beautiful. But one thing I want to point out is we all should be very careful what we say when we preach, because you were saying that when you saw the other devotee offering prayers to Lord Jagannath and was crying, you also got affected and you also started praying. And your prayers to the Lord was, whatever it requires you to become a pure devotee in this lifetime, the Lord should help you get there. And soon after that, lust overcame you and you got married. So from that point, you are thinking of that because you prayed to the Lord to become a pure devotee. Now your intense desire has now been derailed because you become a grihastha. But I do not know who you might have been if you were still a brahmachari. But I really appreciate you as a very wonderful devotee being a grihastha. So sometimes devotees preach and they say that until you wear the saffron cloth, you cannot become an advanced devotee, which is false. There was a time His Grace Srimad Prabhu gave me the Vishnu Sahasranam prayers. But before he gave it to me, he also warned me, says, Prabhu, be very careful, because this prayer, once you play it, you could have lots of argument in the household. And I don't usually have arguments with my wife, but that very moment when I played that Vishnu Sahasranam, oh my God, me and my wife were like on a battlefield. And then later on, I remembered what Srimad Prabhu told me. But it is also good, because as married couples, when you do not argue, when someone does not become angry to say whatever, there may be so many things going on wrong, and the other person is not telling the other person. But when there is some sort of disagreement, anger, then all these things will come out. And it's up to us how we use what has come out, whether we use it for our own good or we use it to kill ourselves. So my thing is that regardless of our varna or ashram, we can become pure, we can become advanced. So you don't have to worry that you wanted to stay as a brahmachari, and then you become a grihastha.
Sorry, I'm not worried actually.
Because thank God.
No, I'm not worried. And what happened is that although I didn't understand whatever happened immediately, but later everything started falling in place, and I could understand very clearly. And that is my hope. I will keep that one till when I get to where I'm going, and then I will start sharing that one. But this one I can share is now, because I've gotten to the level the Lord wants me to be for now. Then there's still some level ahead, which when I get there, I will share that realization.
Well, thank you for saying that. Because myself too, when I became a grihastha, I thought that was the end of my life, because I didn't want to become a grihastha. But what I'm trying to say is that sometimes it's due to what our senior devotees tell us when they preach it. And we have to pay very close attention to what we say, because we may not realize how effective our words are. And some people will hear what we say, and then they will live by that. And if we do not say things the right way, we're harming other people's spiritual lives. Thank you for the pastimes.
Hare Krishna. It's another correction, question, comments.
Salika, you are muted. Srimad Prabhu, you have something to share, please?
Yeah, Prabhu is...
Yes. All glories to Jagannath Swami.
Yeah.
And thank you, Kavikarnapura. I enjoy your class, very ecstatic.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful sharings and realizations. So, it's always good to hear Bhagavatam or narrations concerning Krishna, with ecstasy, fully inspired. And, it's not good hearing Bhagavatam and you're falling asleep, or you're hearing Krishna's glories and you're falling asleep. So I love the energy.
Thank you for
that. So I also like to share one story about Lord Jagannath. Some of you might have heard it before, and maybe if I'm not able to recite it, narrate it properly, forgive me. I just want to say something.
Yes,
of course, maybe before that, I also, a personal one is that the first miracle in my life was, in my devotional life, was when I was taking care of Lord Jagannath in Ibadan. Of course, I was the temple president, but Jagannath was our, main deity. And then, some of you know the story. My son was stolen on his naming his ceremony day.
Yes, I heard it.
And and devotees have come everywhere from all over to come and celebrate the first ISKCON son, devotee's child, and then Brahmananda Prabhu, it was Maharaj then, and everyone had come, and then they just came to find out that the baby has been stolen. And then everyone was crying, I was crying. Why in this temple or in front of Jagannath Mangalarati, and everyone was looking at me. What was my condition? What I had to say, and I said, well, the Lord knows best. So let us just wait and see what is the drama, how the drama is unfolding. So after about 1 month, session here and there, they couldn't find him. Everyone gave up. And everyone started praying, Krishna will give you another one, another. And then just one day, I was in my office, and then, the Lord just spoke to me. I just heard him. The Lord said, get up, go to that market around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That voice just came very strong. Go to that market. There was a marketplace. We heard that woman had sold there before, many years back, before she left Ibadan to Lagos. And that was many years back. And when those who were session, when they went there, they couldn't get any clue. So it was abandoned. And I didn't go with them. I didn't even know where the place was, but I just, Ojo Market, that's all. So, and when I heard that voice, so I called my wife. I say, let's go to that market. I'm hearing a voice saying, go there. So we went and we tried to find out that there was one restaurant, and then we saw the maid washing plates, and we asked, where's your boss? We heard that there was one lady here before who sold in this market opposite this restaurant. She's a friend to your boss. And then she was trying to talk when the owner of the restaurant came out. And when she found out that it was in connection with the baby that was stolen, she got mad. She said, no, you people get out of here. And then one day girl said, don't entertain them. She entered back. But something was telling me, don't go, talk to this guy. So I asked the guy, do you any other person who is friendly to both your boss and the lady we're looking for? She said, yes, opposite the road, there's a woman selling beer there. Please go quick. I don't want my patron to come out again. So we went and we got to this beer parlor. And as soon as we started saying we're looking for a woman called Iyabo, and the lady said, oh, just 1 month ago, about 1 month ago, she passed through my place here. She with a little child, a little baby, and the child cried all night. So we just immediately know that, yeah, we got a clue now. She said yes. And then when we pressed further, where is she now? She said, but if you say you know her, you should know where she is. No, I said my sister who's her friend, and she's looking for her. She said, go and bring that your sister. When she comes, then I can tell her. So we rushed to the temple and brought another woman who claimed to be, the sister. And then she just changed her mouth. She said, I don't know anybody. She could immediately, notice that something's gone wrong because she doesn't know this lady. She doesn't know her. So she said, I don't know. In fact, I don't tell you, I don't know anyone and I've not told you anything. Please leave my shop. But before we went back, we actually went with police. So immediately as she was putting up resistance, she was picked up. And we went to the police station. We didn't leave there till 3 o'clock in the morning the following day. Yeah, long story. Anyway, so from there we drove all the way to Lagos, and our journey to Lagos was not easy. That day in my life, I believe that witchcraft can affect vehicle. The vehicle, we started off no problem. as soon as we were on the express road, then even before we left, there was the hose that got caught, and the water was coming out. So we managed to repair it. We managed to repair it. On the way, the cars was stopping at every minute. Mechanic will come, they will do something. Then you just kick and start. And we could not stop because we could not look for another vehicle. We have a police CID with us. We have the woman. We have our brother. We have the lady who followed me as my sister, a devotee. So the team, we could not separate. Anyway, the journey of about 1.5 hours took us almost about 6 hours.
Wow.
From Ibadan to Lagos. And as soon as we got to Lagos, to the police station where we're supposed to report ourselves before we go in search of her, then there we say, okay, now we can separate. So I and our brother stay in the vehicle. The lady, the policeman, and my so-called sister, they went in search of her. I just started, as soon as they left, I was in the vehicle. I chanted my Gayatri and I chanted Nasringade Kavacha prayer. Immediately, the vehicle which arrived there was not moving again. As soon as I finished the prayer, I just tried to kick, and the car kick started. I told the guy, let's follow them. Let's follow them. And we went. And from that moment onward, the car never stopped again. We went, we got the woman, we arrested her, and then we found the baby, you know. So this all by Jagannath mercy, because Jagannath was our, deity, and he just led us throughout to find the child, and everyone was happy. So I mean, that's my personal first, being thankful to Jagannath. There were deities, and then this, almost like misfortune happened, but the Lord changed it. It made it back to become a good fortune for us. So anyway, please allow me a little time just to narrate the story I wanted to share.
No problem. Please continue. We are enjoying it. Please.
Lord Jagannath being very merciful and not, considering rules and regulations. That aspect of Lord Jagannath, we cannot really understand, in fact. Because that story you narrated about the Muslims, and we knowing Muslims eating meat, killing rams every year, but nevertheless, the Lord stopped just to be able to give darshan to this Muslim guy. So, I mean, we cannot understand the Lord. I mean, it's inconceivable, totally inconceivable. And that is why we have to actually be very careful not to be sectarian, because the Lord is the same Lord for everybody, Muslim, Christian, Jews, and whatever. Devotees are everywhere. It doesn't matter this designation. Yeah. So there was this devotee of Lord Jagannath living not far from the temple, but she, for one reason or the other, she could not go to the temple. So she used to make offering to Jagannath, this kind of high level, bhava, she will wake up without bathing or anything. The first thing she's thinking of is to cook for Jagannath, to do everything, without doing any purification or anything. Every time, all her mind is how to offer something to Jagannath every day. She used to do that. And Lord Jagannath used to actually go there to take the prasad, because she would not do anything until she offers her food to Jagannath first, every day. And the Lord was accepting. So one day, one of the pandas was passing by and saw the way she was offering to Jagannath. And she said, he said, what are you doing? You do not take your bath. You are not even chanting proper mantra. You do no purification, nothing. And you say you're cooking for Jagannath. What kind of sinful life you're living? So the panda criticized her like this. And the devotees felt very bad. Her mood was affected. So then when she woke up the following day, now she has to go take bath, she has to clean up, she has to do this, do that. And then before she started the cooking, so anyway, she was late, not the hour that she used to offer to the Lord. So anyway, the Lord rushed down to take the prasad, to accept the offering. And then by the time the Lord had to come to her to accept her food and go back to the altar in Jagannath temple, it was time for offering in the temple. So the Lord had to rush, So all this teaching and reiterating, everything was still in his heart, because The Lord, as soon as they blow the conch shell, the Lord appeared there. But then there was all this, stain of food in his mouth hand. And the Pujari was wondering, how come? Where did this come from? And then, so anyway, the Pujari with so much confused mind wiped the mouth of the Lord, wiped his hand, and then did his own proper offerings. So after putting the Lord to rest, then the Lord appeared to him, and the Lord said, the Lord started chastising him. Why you do this? You people, stop disturbing people's devotion. This nice devotee used to offer me wonderful offering with all love. Every day I go take it. Now, because of you going to tell about rules, you make her to miss. I almost missed accepting the offering. You stop this disturbing devotees, mood from, that kind of chastisement. Yes. So it's very interesting how the Lord comes to the level of devotees who are really, serving him from the bottom of their heart. At that level, we can understand that actually pure devotees, they are beyond rules. Srila Prabhupada actually said it, that if we have to worship Radha Krishna according to Brajabasi's spirit or Brajabasi's mood, most of us will not understand. So this Aishwarya mood is what is meant for us. But actually the Brajabasi mood, many of us cannot understand it. We will just, we'll get confused, So that's why what in matter of deity worship and worshiping the Lord, yes, the standard given to us is Aishwarya, but that the mood, when we go to the Holy Land and then we see devotees, seemingly doing something different, we just have to keep our mouth shut and just offer them obeisances. Because that level is totally another world, another level, it's beyond us,
Yes.
So anyway, just Lord Jagannath mercy, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for the wonderful story. It's very wonderful. How the Lord is beyond rules and regulation. And it's true, Prabhu, because what happened is that if you go to all those the Holy Land and like Jagannath Puri and Vrindavan, you will see many of these devotees, many of them. There's so many of them who don't follow rules and regulation because they are completely different. They are not in this world. Just like that, just like what you are saying, they are not part of this world, and that part of land is a spiritual world. That is my own realization while I was in India, and that is why I was never anytime faulting any of those devotees. And I remember yesterday Prabhu was saying about many devotees who went to India and they came back and blew. Because many of them were finding so much fault in the whatever is going on in India. When you see this one, you look, how can you say these people they believe in God and this? You see so many things. But when you are in the association of devotee, ISKCON devotee, and you remain in that association, you will be safe. And that was what saved some of us. Because we remain in the association of devotees, ISKCON devotees, and you can understand everything from their own perspective. If not, if you say you want to be free and moving and dive deep into whatever is going on there, you're just going to get bewildered, and before you know, you lose faith in Krishna. Because Prabhu, it's very easy for any of us to lose faith in Krishna. It's just like this, because the activity of Krishna is inconceivable. That's how the only way to explain it, that it's inconceivable. How can you understand someone? How can you understand someone? How can you understand someone who is related? Sorry, who is?
I'm doing quite okay. Can I call you back?
Okay. Yes, already muted. So we cannot understand, like I was saying also, I wanted to point out this thing when I was talking about the story of Markandeya Rishi. When Markandeya Rishi saw the little Krishna on the leaf, and the Lord inhaled Markandeya Rishi, when he entered into Markandeya Rishi, and when Markandeya Rishi entered into the Lord, he saw the whole universe. He saw the whole universe. He saw the earth, the heaven. He saw everything as normal as, as when I manifested outside. So he saw everything normal inside the God. And that is why, and we come to argue about whether we are from the spiritual world or we are from another world. Inside the Lord and outside the Lord is the same. It's inconceivable. Krishna is completely inconceivable. Whether inside him, whether outside him, in spiritual world. So somebody like that, when he comes to perform his pastime on this earth, and you want to understand somebody like that, when Mother Yashoda opened his mouth, he saw the whole universe, fainted. The whole thing that is outside is inside him simultaneously. We don't even know now whether we are inside, we are living inside him, or we are outside. We don't even know. And that kind of person want to understand. it's completely inconceivable. So, and rules and regulation, with rules and regulation, you cannot understand such person. Just like Prabhu pointed out, this story of that Mataji. Because the Lord enjoys spontaneous love without no rules and regulation. He's just like a rich man. Rich man, they feel disgusted around those people who every time, oh, big boss, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. They feel more relaxed around somebody who doesn't know them, who treat them like ordinary person. They feel more relaxed around such people. Like, just imagine sometimes they say, bigots will wear knicker, will wear face cap, just to move around in the street. They want to be simple, because that is the level of some people who have reached that, because there's nothing there. So Krishna himself, who is the supreme God, he wants to freely relate with his devotees. So rules and regulation is an impediment for the flow of that love. You have to take your bath, you have to do this, you have to chant some mantra before you touch the ground, you have to chant some mantra before you, So all those things, we not make the Lord to relish those spontaneous love. So thank you very much, Prabhu. So it's wonderful, story. How the Lord is beyond rules and regulation. But as we said also, that does not mean that we can start acting whimsically, because we have not reached that level. As until the day we can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra without falling asleep for 6 hours, we cannot act spontaneously. Because you just sit down and for continuously chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for 6 hours at a stretch, not falling asleep, not thinking of going to do other activity. If you cannot do that at a stretch, don't try even your dream to act spontaneously. That is my own realization. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shri Kavi.
Shima Bharat Prabhu want to say something.
Yeah,
Prabhu want to say something.
If you just allow me, Lord, on the note you handed, saying that if you cannot chant for 6 hours straight, maybe you find somebody who can chant for 6 hours straight. They will say, oh, that is not a big challenge, But then I will add this: not until you can chant and tears flowing from your eyes as soon as you say Krishna. That is until when you pronounce the name of Krishna and tears flowing from your eyes, then maybe you can now act spontaneously. But since chanting 6 hours, some people can do that, But until you can chant clearly the name of Krishna and tears flowing from your eye, then the Goswami said that is the test of somebody who is on that Baba level.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Yes, Sade, Prabhu, please continue.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Sorry, but also we've seen people, Sahajias also, who fake crying and
Prabhu, you have used the word fake, so it's fake.
Sahaja. Yeah.
Sahajya.
So they will shed so much tears, and you'll be thinking they're in Baba or love of God, but they're actually in a different place entirely.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. You already used that word Sahajya, so they are not in that category. So they are Sahajya.
I really love it when you were saying that your Gurudev personally asked you to get trained in Kung Fu. And I was really happy with that because I have not formally trained in anything, but I've been watching MMA so much to the point that sometimes I would like to have somebody to
fight with.
To see how good I am. So maybe next time when we meet, we can engage in that. Then we see. And,
I mean, it's not like that. But Guru Maharaj asked me to learn, not so for somebody to fight with.
I know.
He asked me to learn because of those Prabhus who want to always show their power on the women.
Yeah. Because there was a time, Bhaktivedanta Maharaj also said to all of us, his disciples, that anytime any man lays his hand on his wife, he will denounce him as a disciple. So I remember His Grace Srivastava. Actually, he did not ask Gurudev, but he was saying that, what about the Mataji beating up the husband? Because there are some women who were also beating up their husband, but nothing was said about that, you know. But talking about this poet, Salavega, there are certain things I find it so difficult to tolerate. And one of such mess is this rhetoric system. This rhetorics who claim that apart from Srila Prabhupada, no one is qualified to give initiation. I do not think there can be any crazy idea than that. Because this Salavega was a Muslim. And he was simply a poet.
Yeah.
You know, and his father was a Kshatriya, and the father had his own camp. And so the father died out of war. And so he, Salavega, took over. He was never a devotee and got injured through fighting. And his mother told him that if you want to be relieved of your problems, just pray to Lord Vishnu. He prayed to Lord Vishnu and instantly he got cured of all the pains. And that's how he became so much faithful in rendering service to Krishna in the form of poetry. Now, like you nicely shared, till today, where his remains was kept,
Samadhi.
Lord Jagannath reaches there and stops to show him honor. Now, such a soul, if such a soul had decided to take upon himself disciples, now you come to tell me that that person is unqualified to take disciples. You are out of your mind. But the question is, the very person saying that this person is not eligible to take disciples, who are you? Who are you?
Sorry, Prabhu. Let's leave that thought for those people. That is their problem. That is their problem. I understand your point.
No,
but let's leave that thought for the retweets. You understand?
I sometimes like to bring it up because
because we are not. There's no retweets here, so it will interrupt the flow of nectar that we are sharing. Let us continue sharing that nectar. Let us forget about the retweets. They are not here.
Well, if you accept from me to give you a critique instead of chastisement,
yes,
my critique will be that personally, I would have loved that you first read the text of today, not say anything about it, and then directly move on to Jagannath Leela.
Thank you for that, Prabhu.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time I will read the text first. You understand?
Yeah.
So, but I was just so much overflow with reading about Lord Jagannath. I say, try to read that and try to switch to this. I don't want to do that. So I say, let me just dive deep from what I want to speak. But it's all right. Maybe next time I will just read it and I will just leave it. But let us keep the nectar flowing. Let's keep it within Lord Jagannath's mercy. Tell us some pastime of Lord Jagannath's mercy you have gotten from worshiping Lord Jagannath, or somebody who is close to you has told you. Let us keep it in that realm, Prabhu.
Now, my question is, since Lord Jagannath is like the most Patita Pavana, the most merciful, most magnificent, why is it that lots of devotees, instead of worshiping Lord Jagannath, they prefer to worship Salagram Shila? You see lots of devotees carrying so many Shalagram Shila, and we know Shalagram Shila, they do not take things lightly. No, that deity doesn't take things lightly. I mean, most of us are not very much advanced, but sometimes we want to prove to people that we are very advanced, so we carry this Shalagram
Shila.
What do you say about that?
Yes, like me, like I normally know that Shalagram Shila is sometimes devotee. Most of them who worship, they like to be given, but some people also they go to the Ganavaki River to pick themselves. It just depends on the devotee moods. And that is why the Lord has given us so many forms, in which we can relate with him. And some devotees, they just love that Shalagram Shila, the Lord, exhibiting himself in different form, in form of that stone. They just love it. Some people just fall in love with it. And that is why they decided to worship. And like for me, I know when I came to Krishna consciousness in Lagos, I didn't meet Radha Shamashuran, who is now they are now in Benin. But the deity where I met that is very big on altar is Lord Jagannath's deity, and so I will always love to have that deity and worship them. And the other deity is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it depends on devotee birth. Some devotees, they love Lord Nishingadev. They just want to reach Nishingadev. Kavacha, they want to have Shingadev Kavacha on their neck. They want to have Shingadev picture everywhere around them. And some devotees, Radha Krishna, they want to have Radha Krishna. Some devotees, Lord Jagannath, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his own Ishtadev is Lord Jagannath. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though he's Lord Jagannath himself, but still, he wants to worship Lord Jagannath. He shows us that birth of worshiping Lord Jagannath. How he wants to see Lord Jagannath, not different from Krishna and all those things. So I think it's birth. It's birth. And as time goes on, when we read the scripture, when we study the scriptures, our own birth will come up naturally. Which deity of the Lord I love hearing more, and I want to worship. And there's this story of when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling to South India. And this devotees, he was chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. He was a devotee of Lord Ram. And the Lord tried to tell him about Krishna, but he could not change his mind. Even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left and came back. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back to his house, he was crying to the Lord. He said, my Lord, I tried, but I could not. So the Lord said, please go ahead with your worship. The Lord is testing. And there's another devotee of the Lord, Murari Gupta also. The Lord was telling him also, is it Murari Gupta? I think he's the one. And the Lord tried to tell him to worship Krishna also. So it depends on, is the birth. So some devotees will love to worship Lord Jagannath. They just love Jagannath. When they come to the temple first time, they just fall in love with that form of Lord Jagannath. And that form will remain the form they always want to worship. Because actually Lord Jagannath is very, very much is the deity of the Kali Yoga. Because it's the deity Chaitanya Mahaprabhu worship in Kali Yoga. So is the deity after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, Lord Jagannath is the deity for us. I saw some devotees, they like to Radha Krishna. Me, I'm not so much in love of Radha Krishna. I love Radha Krishna, beautiful forms. I like to behold them. But me, I love more of Lord Jagannath and Gauranitai. And Chaitanya Prabhu said also in Navadi Parikrama and Navadi Mahatma, he said when a devotee worship Gauranitai, Lord Gauranga, it will come to an extent when we worship Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Dasya mood. When that Dasya mood reach a level, it will transform to Madhurya. So that is what the one who worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ultimately we get as a das. We come to Madhurya because the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mood, internal mood is Madhurya, but externally it's exhibiting Dasya, worshiping Lord Jagannath, in all different prima. So that is it. So what I would just try to say is that is the baba. Some devotees love to worship shalagram. They just love shalagram. You see them, they will just be counting shalagram. I have 500 shalagram. I have thousands of shalagram. It's just, it comes from within. It's not anybody's making. It just depends on what glories you are hearing more and more, and your love will just, will think towards that form of the Lord like that.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Anyone else with something to share?
Yes, if you don't mind me.
Please go ahead.
Today, in the mood of Lord Jagannath. Thank you for that answer. Yes, like you're on your final note, the glories you hear more, helps you to develop or inspire your faith in a particular deity. But to also contribute to that question, Sahadev Prabhu asked, why would some devotees, want to worship Salagram, who is considered the most difficult, zero tolerant deity, instead of Jagannath, who is 100% tolerant. But there's another aspect of Salagram, which I got to know very recently. And of course, I never really thought myself, qualified to worship Salagram, but then they came to me in a way, incredible way, so I just, accepted, okay. And since then, I've also noticed so much, so many things, maybe not time to share that yet. So first, I want to answer that question a little bit, contribute to that, and then again, give some testimony of Lord Jagannath mercy.
Please go ahead.
So one thing about Salagram that people don't know, people always hear about Lord Salagram, very difficult to worship, because if you commit offense, you're going to be chastised. But actually, there is also another aspect which many people don't hear about. And that is the fact that Salagram magnifies whatever mood you present to him. So if you present the mood of service and love, Salagram magnifies that. You get more and more and more and more of that. But if your mood towards them is nonchalant, it will also magnify that. So that's what brings the bad reaction. And so Salagram only magnifies, it's like, that is what the scripture says. It magnifies whatever you do. Whatever you do, your devotion, if you're doing it very nicely, constantly, you get, double results, And if you're nonchalant, okay, then you also get that. And of course, there are many other glories of Salagram, like wherever Salagram is worshipped, 10-kilometer radius, or maybe, I don't know, maybe even more than that. Every living entity in that area, it will automatically, like liberated, that kind of a thing. So wherever Salagram is, all the surroundings, people there are blessed, and so much glories of Salagram, when you hear, you'll be amazed, even just touching or having them, looking at them, So anyway, so when you hear more and more of the glories of a particular deity, it can inspire you to want to dedicate your time serving them. Now, again, talking about Lord Jagannath, in fact, like, I don't know, both of you have both mentioned this, that devotees maybe don't like worshiping Jagannath because of its form or something, you know. I would say in the past, I probably had a little bit of that kind of sentiment. You know, I just thought, you know, people would love Radha Krishna, so let me just have Radha Krishna, you know, that kind of a thing. So when I opened the temple here in Togo, of course, Radha Krishna came, and then we were worshiping them nicely. It was so nice. And then the trouble came. And then after the trouble, we had no deity, so we just moved to a small, you know, room. Somebody gave us, you know, a small apartment. And we were just worshiping Radha Madhava picture, you know, from Mayapur, just the only picture on the table. And what happened? So after about 1 year or 2 years of just worshiping Radha Madhava picture on a small table, and devotees were coming. So devotees then asked me, well, I mean, permit me to share this because it's not something I probably want to say too much in the public. But anyway, so devotee asked me, so no, you have to initiate us, you know, this and that. So when they started pressing me for that, so I said, okay, I would like to pray to Krishna and ask my guru. So I prayed, and of course, I wrote it down and I put it before the Lord and said, give me a sign. If really this, I need to do this. Give me a sign. That same week, I got a call from Ghana, one of the Indian ladies there who know me. I said, Prabhu, where are you? I said, are you still in Togo? I said, yes. Do you have your own temple? What's happening? Where are you? Do you have deities? I said, no, we don't have deities. I said, okay. We just brought deities, Jagannath deity from Puri, and I'm just thinking of where to send them.
Wow.
You know, the same week, devotees were asking to be initiated, and I asked the Lord to give me a sign. And Jagannath, and then this family personally brought the deities to Togo, the Jagannath deities. Yes. So immediately I saw it as a sign. Okay, now we were not having deity worship, proper deity worship, but once Jagannath has come, that means Krishna wants them to be initiated so that they can, you know, do Pancharatric Vedi. So I took it as a sign because it was the same week that they were asking me this, and I said, let's pray about it. Jagannath came. And then they were so happy, and then, you know, they started worshiping Jagannath very nicely. And then from there on, many other things started happening, you know. So that's also another mercy that I received from Jagannath, you know. So on a day like this, I would like to, you know, express my gratitude to them. And then just now, this last week, okay, since the beginning of COVID, since the beginning of COVID and all the measures of restrictions, we never observe any of those measures here, especially closing the temple. We never closed the temple one day. Even though churches were closed, we never one day closed anything. We were just anyone who comes, you know, our program continues. But we were chanting Jagannath Staka every Sunday. We took shelter of Jagannath. We were chanting Jagannath Staka. Till today, we're still chanting Jagannath Staka. We start with Jagannath Staka every day before Jayarada Madhava. Wow. And I was just about thinking of stopping the Jagannath Staka recitation every Sunday, when last week, just before going to announce that maybe we have to stop, then this lady called me from India. She said, I'm in Jagannath Puri. I want to start. I want to, you know, observe the Ratha Yatra here. But Prabhu, can I ask you something? Are you planning to have Ratha Yatra in Togo? I said, no. If there's a regional one, we participate, but we organize it on our own. We've never tried that. Oh, she said, you know, my husband just built a cat. And that cat, I'm just thinking maybe we should send it to Togo.
Oh, wow. Jagannath want to come out.
I said, look at that. And wow. I just said, what can I do? I'm their servant. If Lord Jagannath wants to come out, I cannot say no. Send the cat. Yes. So you can see, you know, the Lord's mercy. When the Lord wants to give their mercy to you, you know, you're so fortunate. That's my condition. The Lord has been so fortunate, so kind to us here. So the cat is probably on the way coming soon, and then we can start having our own Ratha Yatra, you know. Like
please, Prabhu, please, our Ratha Yatra, invite us, we will come. Lord Jagannath is the same. We are, whether in Puri, whether in Togo, whether in Ghana, in Nigeria, we will participate in Ratha Yatra. Wonderful one, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity to share. Haribo, all glory to Jagannath.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. It's a very inspiring one. And that sign that Lord Jagannath, gave is like that. The Lord always give a sign, which is very wonderful. And now, from what I'm getting from you, that if we want to start a new place, better, I think it's best to even worship Lord Jagannath, because then it's very merciful. It's a very nice story. Lord Jagannath is very merciful, and is the Lord of this age. Is the deity Lord Chaitanya worship for this age. So it's a very good sign. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for the realization and sharing. Sorry, Prabhu, please hand over to you.
Actually, it's supposed to be Salika, but it seems he's having issues.
Okay, Salika, Prabhu. You are the one today, but it seems you are enjoying so much, and you are in your palace. I can see the palace behind.
I inherited from Saturday.
Nice.
He has so many palaces, so he decided to dash me one of them.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, I'm just releasing the nectarian sharing of Jagannath Swami. Pastimes are unlimited. As Prabhu was just not sharing, I was just remembering how the story of how Jagannath came to the West, from the devotees going to the store and showing Prabhupada with fear, and Prabhupada acknowledging Lord Jagannath. Then now, eventually in San Francisco, it became a worldwide event today. Our Prabhupada truck going, and they decided that could be used for Jagannath Ratakat. So I'm just releasing all of those. Actually, I have some. As you're speaking, as I'm just thinking deeply in my mind. As I'm speaking with you in my temple, I have Jagannath. I started worshiping Jagannath when I came to this temple. But when I was going to bring in deity from India, when we finished building the temple, I asked the Gurudev, we want to install deities. We don't have much of manpower. In fact, Gurudev specifically said, do 3 days changing of deities dress. Don't do every day. You don't have manpower, so you can focus, chant, and do book distribution. So I was wondering what to do. So I was asking Gurudev. He said, I'm thinking of installing Jagannath deities. He said, and I think he remembers my initial pastime, because when I joined the movement, my very first month in the temple, I ordered for Jagannath deities to be carved for me. And I think BDD Maharaj sees it. And I asked Punachandra Maharaj because I so loved them so much. I just fell in love with them when I saw them for the first time in Lagos. And I just wanted to have my personal. And then when I was carving, I wasn't carving just on small Jagannath deities, huge one. So when BDD Maharaj, Parishit Prabhu, then when he saw it, he just stopped Punachandra from doing it, and then I was reported to Srila Gurudev. So I was very furious. So Srila Krishna Prabhu just said, well, you will have them in the future, but let it be for now, because I had to report, because I was really not happy about that. So when I came here, I met some Jagannath deities. I brought another Jagannath deities, making 2 Jagannath deities. So I was worshiping them. So when Gurudev said I should bring Gonitai, because I don't have so many devotees, and then it will be difficult to worship them, I should worship Jagannath. So I kept the Jagannath. I sent the other one to Wari Temple. And as I'm speaking, I'm just remembering they're inside the box, and I'm thinking, maybe I should have some Ratayatra, bring them out and do some my inside temple Ratayatra for myself. I was just meditating about that. But Lord Jagannath is such merciful that their pastimes, the way they manifest themselves in different situations is so amazing. And there are so many stories. So I thank you all for sharing these stories. For me, I just wanted to listen and listen and listen, but I appreciate your choosing this topic today to just speak about Jagannath. It's very enlivening. Thank you very much. And I thank Vara Prabhu. He has enriched the class by so many pastimes of Jagannath, especially the last one he just shared now. actually is getting me motivated somehow. And I don't know what will manifest after that. But
oh, please watch him, Lord Jagannath. Watch him, Lord Jagannath.
I pray Lord Jagannath should bless me, my desires and dreams. So it's so wonderful. Thank you very much. Prabhu, you forgive me, eh? You know my situation. So I'm supposed to be actually hosting you today, but somehow or the other was just spaced out.
No, it's all right, Prabhu. It's all right. Thank you very much for your selfless service, both you and Saturday, Prabhu. We really appreciate. We cannot thank both of you enough, you know. So thank you very much.
Well, time is fast spent. Otherwise, I would have loved to hear from you, Your Grace KAVIKARNAPURA, about the strict and the intricate process of carving Lord Jagannath's deity.
The what?
Carving the deity.
Oh, I don't know about that, Prabhu. I've not read about it before.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
but it's very detailed because they use neem tree, and the neem tree should be not less than 12 years old.
Okay, you mean in Jagannath Puri?
In Jagannath Puri, yes.
Okay.
And
okay.
should have some symptoms of something, but we can do that next time. Maybe when Ishwara comes and speaks, because he's giving a workshop on Sri Jagannath. But thank you. I mean, your class is so much rich in Lord Jagannath's Leela devotion. And I think whoever is sitting here today has been blessed. Whether we accepted it willfully or not, the mere fact that we heard it, we're going to be purified. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Robert.
At this point, Salika, I think you can bring the class to a close.
Thank you very much, Sade Prabhu, for the austerity. Thank you so much. So in the absence of any other question or comments, we want to express a deep appreciation to all of the devotees who have made it to this forum this evening in Nigeria, maybe morning or afternoon, some other locations. We thank you very much for making it, always being here. Without you, we will not be here. Without us, you are not here. We are all helping each other in growing in spiritual life. And I think that is wonderful. And today is Friday, like Sadhu Prabhu will always say. But then for us, actually for me, the weekend these days have become more active than the weekdays for me, because I have so much on weekends to do online. I'm happy about that, because it keeps me busy in Krishna consciousness. So I thank you all for being here. So at this point, we'll request all of the devotees to please kindly unmute themselves. Let us loudly chant a powerful Hare Krishna to appreciate the speaker of today, His Grace KAVIKARNAPURA Prabhu, and all of you for being a wonderful participant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakarpataru, Vaishnava Thakur ki jai.
Smavita Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
So we wish you all a blissful weekend of Jagannath memories.
Haribo.
Haribo.
I need to ask Kavi something.